Yeah, we're going with the gray. Okay. You are going to need note-taking materials for this live today. You are also going to need a second device because you will need to go to my website, turnarounddoctor.com. Once you're there, you will go to the 74 Principles of Real Leadership and scroll all the way down to Innovative. And today we are talking about having fun. So note-taking materials, physically or virtually. Second device, you can look at the principles of real leadership because that is what allows you to become your best and hold yourself personally accountable. Scroll all the way down to the have fun section. And now, without further ado, let's go ahead and inhale 3 times, deep breaths on your own, just to quiet the mind, let the body know we are getting ready to learn and use our executive function of our brain today. I am Dr. Donna Louise Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Darnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great-granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout. Today's topic is have fun. Now, how did we get here? Neurogenesis. Nice little new neurons going ding, 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 all in your brain. They create new neural pathways, which is known as neuroplasticity. You combine that with the 74 principles of real leadership and a theory of personal accountability. And what do you have? Bada bing, bada boom, neuropability. And that is your brain's ability to wire itself to use the 74 principles of real leadership day in and day out to create unlimited neural pathways for you to learn how to hold yourself personally accountable day in and day out so you can access your best. And where does all this amazing magic happen? It starts in the frontal lobe of the executive function of the brain, which is also referred to as the CEO of the brain. So without further ado, let's use it today. Have fun. Now, if you have my book, you know have fun is in Innovative. It's all the way in I. You got to read a bunch of stuff and do a bunch of stuff, but then bam, you get to Innovative. And the first thing that you do is have fun. Why? Because natural dopamine is a natural neurotransmitter and it makes you feel good. Real dopamine makes you feel good. Now that manufactured ass synthetic shit that you use when you scrolling, and you just like, oh, dopamine. No, not that dopamine. This natural dopamine that you get when you actually have fun that is personalized for you yourself personally. So we're going to talk about have fun. Why don't people have fun? And then how you can have fun, not event-based, but every single day. I have already reviewed and given an overview of the 74 Principles of Real Leadership. If you want that information, go to the 74 Principles of Real Leadership tab, start at the bottom, and scroll your way all the way up. Now I'm going over each individual principle of real leadership and to the point where I'm giving you a definition so you can understand it in its totality. So what does the word have mean? Experience or undergo. Simple definition. Experience or undergo. And what is the definition of fun? It is enjoyment, amusement, entertaining, and light-hearted pleasure. And I even have an expanded definition that I use for the PA for today, and I'm going to present that to you as well. A feeling of enjoyment, amusement, or pleasure derived from activities or experiences that are engaging, entertaining, or satisfying. A feeling of enjoyment, amusement, or pleasure derived from activities or experiences that are engaging, entertaining, or satisfying. Have fun. Why would I make that one of the 74 principles of real leadership? Because when you think about real leadership or leadership, you're not thinking that it's fun. I had a conversation with my daughter when she was in middle school at the dinner table one day, and she said she didn't want to be a leader because leaders have to be responsible for everything that goes wrong. That's not real leadership. That's some shit the unaccountables made up, but that's not real leadership. Real leadership says I'm personally accountable and responsible for all that I do and I fail to do, and it's just me. And then anybody else that's around me, I hold them personally accountable. So anything that they fuck up, they're responsible for it, but that's not my responsibility. That's what real leadership is. That's what personal accountability is. Fix you first, it fixes a lot. And then everybody around you, you hold them accountable too. And then now you have this existence of everybody around you as being personally accountable so you can get to your best. So having fun is part of it. If I did not have fun doing this, I would not be live for day 559 consecutively. Are there days when it's difficult? Yes, but overall, this is rewarding and fulfilling for me, which is why I keep doing it. So have fun. Have fun. Now, the question on the table is, why don't people have fun? And I'm going to present that question to you first before I answer it. Why don't people have fun? Go ahead. And remember, before you answer, thinking emoji. So I know that YouTube has not frozen my chat for me and I don't have to start over. Why don't people have fun? That's the question to you. Thinking emoji. Something to say. I'm thinking. You can even say, hey, I'm thinking. Let me think about it. But I need to know that you're there listening and preparing your mental capacity to answer this question. You're working for your working memory. Why don't people have fun? Good morning, Regina and Kevin and Bryson, if you're still there. Well, you must have had a ball the whole entire time you were teaching there because you were a teacher. Only kids are allowed to have fun. Ain't that's just terrible. And it's true. Kevin, they are afraid to let their hair down because they've created an image that they want to maintain from Kevin. And Noah said because they worry all the time or they have losers in their life. Yes, all great answers. Now, here's what I will say. And Nola will tell you this too. She says first grade, kindergarten is a setup because first grade will kick you in your ass. We saw a parent walking home from school with their first grader, and the first grader and the parent just looked like school had just wore them out. And she said, see, that's that first grade. You got naps and toys and all kind of stuff in kindergarten. And then first grade, they want you to read. You got a backpack, you got homework, you got to learn all this stuff. And it's a setup. It's like, whoo, I got these first grade blues. But you still have nap time and you still get to have fun. And they tell you you can be anything you want to be. And then by seventh grade, they go, shut the fuck up. You got to get realistic. You can't be no artist. We need some engineers in this family. You need to play sports so we can get some NIL money. It's like, hold up. I'm only 13. I just got my new brain. What is this? So to Regina's point, no, you can't have fun. And that's what used to piss people off about me in the military and at Frito-Lay because I'm going to have fun. When I was in the Army and I was a second lieutenant in an XO at the basic training company, a Delta company, 787th MP Battalion, I would go to McDonald's and I had all the little Happy Meal toys on my desk. And if I got stressed, I would just wind them up and let them just roll around my desk. When I was in Korea, I had a coloring book and some crayons. And I would be like, okay, this is too much. I'm about to color. I do not have time for this. This is bullshit. I'm going to color. And so I sing a lot. I crack jokes a lot. Because I am going to have fun. If I'm not having fun, I'm out. I'm leaving. And yes, people don't want to let their hair down. So I am Dr. Donna. If you read my LinkedIn bio, you'd be like, oh my goodness. And then I show up, you're like, what the what? What the hell? What the helly? What the heliante? What's going on? We got, this ain't what we ordered. We read the reviews and this you heard? This is what's happening. Funny story. When I transitioned my job from at Frito-Lay in Michigan, I went down to Alabama and all they heard was Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers is coming. And so people didn't know because if you Google Donna Thomas-Rodgers or Donna Thomas, you're going to have some European women popping up too. So they did not know who they were getting. And by they, I mean the other Zoms and the employees. And then here I come pulling up, boom, 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 in the because only Larry Lighthizer and them had interviewed me. They was like, oh my goodness, woo-wee, we was not expecting all of this, but we gonna have fun. So yes, people don't want to let their hair down. You are not a child anymore. And now you can't have fun. But what Nola and I have found with her over 2,200 appointments is people, we just did a desk in a room and somebody had a wall full of Legos. They had the Enterprise Starship and some other stuff too that, and I didn't even know they was Legos because it was dark in there. But when I got up close to them, she's like, don't break those Legos. Those are Legos. People have pops. They have all these different toys and everything in the room and all the cars they ever wanted because in seventh grade, they said, you can't be a child no more. You got to get realistic. Good morning. I am in America. And you got to be realistic and you got to do the right thing and you got to be responsible. You got to pay your bills. And like Kevin said, no, you can't let your hair down because that's not what we do anymore. So that's why people don't want to have fun. Now I have some answers for you as well. So number one, people do have fun, but it's not universal or constant because of a mix of psychological, sociological, and biological factors. Number two, stress, responsibilities, and survival, as Nola mentioned, demands that you pay bills, you work, you got to raise your children, and all these other things, religious affiliations, if you participate in church activities and things like that, synagogue, mosque, temples, and all of that. And it can crowd out time and energy for leisure. So you don't have no time. You do not have time. From the time you wake up, if you hit the snooze button, and I hit my snooze button the other day because I had never used it before, and Nola didn't even know what the snooze button was until a long time. She was like, "What is this button?" I was like, "I don't worry about that. You'll need it." So she didn't even know you hit the snooze button, you get 9 minutes. I didn't even know how much time I had on my snooze button, so I hit it the other day just to see what was happening. It was 9 minutes. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's how long my snooze button is." I've had this alarm clock forever. But you wake up, you might hit the snooze button a couple times, and then you're off and running. And next thing you know, you just get home, you're just so tired, you veg out, you might watch social media, something on television if you have the television, and then it's back to the rat race again. And so now you don't even have time to have fun. And people are like, "Man, I'm envious." There's a TikTok video where a guy is leaving the mall with the Xbox and some other stuff, and he's going up the steps, and then he does the second video of him with diapers and everything, looking at himself going, "Damn, I remember when that was me." And so basically, being grown up is a trap. And Toys R Us, you say, "I don't want to grow up. I'll be a Toys R Us kid." So that's the whole point, is if you grow up, then you don't get to have fun anymore. Okay, give me a second. So what we're not about to do is do this. We're not about to do this at all. School is out for people, and so they are deciding that this is what they're going to do. They think they're having fun. They're looking for a dopamine boost, but they're going to fuck around and get kicked in their face in the doggone morning. Not a good idea. Keep scrolling. Okay, number three. Modern life often prioritizes productivity over play, and cultural norms can make fun feel frivolous or selfish, especially for adults. I'm going to say that one again. Modern life often prioritizes productivity over play, and cultural norms can make fun feel frivolous or selfish, especially for adults. You are a mother. You got 3 kids. You got a house. Good morning, Lola. We're talking about having fun as the principle of real leadership under Innovative. You have too many responsibilities. You need to get promoted at work. You need to make more money. You need to do all these things. So fun is off the agenda, but it can be event-based. So you can have fun when the calendar that unaccountable people use say you can have fun. So you can have fun because it was Mother's Day. You can have fun because Memorial Day is here. I don't know how we supposed to be memorializing people who died in war and turned into a barbecue and sales at fucking Best Buy for TVs, but it is what it is. And then you can have fun for Father's Day, fun for 4th of July. You can have fun because it's graduations and people are going to start having open houses and going away parties and birthday showers and all that. But you can't have fun every day. No, because no. But you can get addicted to dopamine and scroll. But how dare you have fun and have balance? Number 4, mental health issues like depression or anxiety can sap your ability to enjoy things. And while social isolation or lack of access to resources, time, money, and community limits opportunities for joy. I'll say that again. Mental health issues like depression or anxiety can sap the ability to enjoy things. And while social isolation or lack of access to resources, time, money, or community limits opportunities for joy. And here's what I'd like to say about that. Because I grew up, and I already did my PA for today, my real leader brain. I grew up in a household. My mother was a cheerleader, my sister was a dancer, and my mother's husband was a football player. And here I am, a nerd in that household. So you can imagine, house busy as shit all the time. Phone ringing, TV on, stereo on, all kind of stuff. Everywhere you go, noise. And so it was always, we got to go here, we're going here, just finish this, we're getting ready to go do this, we're getting ready to go do this. And my idea of fun when I was growing up was on Wednesdays with dang it, I can't think her name. I see her face right now. My cousin Connie, and it's not Andrea. Damn it, I'm out. It'll come to me. We used to meet up on Wednesdays at one spot. We all lived in 3 different locations. We'd meet up after school in the spring and go to the Redford Library, grab our Judy Blume books, and then walk to the Dairy Queen, and then go back to our central point of meeting, and then walk back home. We did that every Wednesday, and that was my idea of fun. We even tried to write Judy Blume books, and that was interesting as well. But my family thought that was stupid. Y'all about to go to the library and the Dairy Queen and y'all walking and that, yep, okay, cool. So what happens is when with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, level 3, that says you're supposed to have these connections, what you end up in is stuck Stuckmalian stance. So you end up doing what the matriarch or the patriarch wants to do, and if they deem it fun, then it's fun. If they say it's stupid, then it doesn't get done. So you don't really have fun. So be very cautious about having this community. If this community isn't like you, don't join it. Don't be a part of something that isn't going to be fun for you. Don't do it. Okay, it's better to be by yourself and go sit and color and bake and cook and woosah, write a poem, listen to some music, go for a walk, travel by yourself, or do something. But don't do these things that these unaccountable people, and I'm not going to say society, these unaccountable people have deemed fun. I'm not going to a football game. I tell you, if you get me at a football game, I'm going to need a book. I'm going to need a notepad and everything else, because what I'm not about to do is be sitting there for 3.5, 4 hours. I can't even watch it on television or streaming. I can't even go to a movie now. It takes me 2 to 3 days to watch a movie now because I'm like, okay, this is just too slow. And it's not from dopamine scrolling. It's that it's being drawn out on purpose. There are things where I'm like on the edge of my seat for the whole time. But overall, this thing is just stuff is just made at a sixth grade level, in my opinion. So I'm not going to do those things. But I will read a book for 2 hours. I will go on a walk. Manola and I could be at a whole appointment with no music on. People will ask us, you want some music? No. We could work 6 hours straight in quiet. Peace and quiet, not a problem. So fun has to be united. Go do things that are fun for you and not what the Stuckmalian and the stands are saying, because if you do that, then you still aren't going to have fun. You still aren't going to get that natural dopamine boost. Number 5 is biologically. Biologically, humans are wired to focus on threats and problems, which can overshadow positive experiences, and we know that to be negativity bias. Our brains aren't always great at prioritizing fun. Biologically, humans are wired to focus on threats and problems, which can overshadow positive experiences. Our brains aren't always great at prioritizing fun. Once you become an adult, fun is not on the agenda. It might be if you're in your 20s, you're single, you don't have any children, you got a job that allows you to just tie one on from Friday to Sunday and then roll back in there on Monday. However, the older you get and the more things that you accumulate, whether it's possessions or people, that fun goes away. And now you have to start sacrificing your fun for someone else's fun. And that's no bueno. So again, those are the 5 that I went over. People don't have fun because it's not universal or it's not constant. Stress and responsibility stops you from having fun. Modern life prioritizes productivity over fun. Mental health issues will stop you from enjoying things. And biologically, we are hardwired for negativity bias, and fun and entertainment and all of that is not in our day-to-day. It is event-based. So if it's not a fun event, today is Friday, so have a fantastic Friday. If it were Monday, you'd be like, oh, I can't have fun until Thursday, Junior, and Friday. And it's associated with days of the week. So it's Moan Day, so I can't have fun. I can kind of have fun on Hump Day, but then Sunday I got to rest because that's my Sabbath, or Saturday is my Sabbath, and now I have to go do these other things. But it's just not inculcated into your day in and day out. Now, on the flip side, some argue people have more avenues for fun now more than ever. Some people would say, oh, we have all these leisure activities. If we're watching it from Vegas turn into a small town to this major city, and now we're getting ready to get the Oakland A's, so I guess it'll be the Las Vegas A's or something, and they're looking to get an NBA team here too, so then it will function like a big city at some point within the next 3 to 5 years. But so people have video games, streaming, social media, and hobbies. We got more to do now than we ever had before. If you see any of the old movies from the 1800s and early 1900s, now it's like, oh, they don't have TV, so now they got to sit by the fireside chat and listen to FDR, or oh, everything is on the radio and we're going to listen to it. Now we finally have television thanks to the World Fair, and now we get to see it, and but then it goes off. When I was a child, television went off at midnight and came back on in the morning with the Star Spangled Banner. Many moons ago. So now we have access to the world, we have access to the internet, we can go do all these things. So it should be fun for us every day. But these can feel hollow and overstimulating, leading to burnout of genuine enjoyment. So you got tablets in the toddler's hands, you got game controls in the adults' hands, and phones and everything else, and now everybody's overstimulated and you can't pay attention longer than 15 seconds, and that isn't fun either. So you just created addicts to overstimulation, but it's not genuine. It isn't fulfilling and it isn't rewarding. So no, that's not fun either. People would scroll, oh, I looked up and I've been on TikTok for 3 hours. I gotta go to sleep. But nothing was gained from it. But that nice manufactured dopamine hit. Yeah. And now you need it again tomorrow. And you need it again tomorrow. But it actually isn't rewarding the frontal lobe, the executive function of your brain, because it isn't a natural dopamine boost. It's coming inside instead of you doing it yourself, so the fulfillment can come from the inside. So this is an external stimulus instead of an internal stimulus that you actually create. And then plus what's fun varies wildly. One person's skydiving is another person's quiet night of reading. So what happens is when you have your retinue, your group of friends, your crew, they make you feel bad for wanting to do those things. I used to be like, I'm about to go home. I used to read those Eric Jerome Dickey books when I was in the military, and I would just have a quiet night. I'd cook, have fire if it was cool outside, and then take me my soda and put it in a wine glass, and I'm drinking, I'm chilling. Somebody called me, what you doing? I'm having dinner, listening to some jazz, some doggone Nancy Wilson or something like that, and I'm chilling. And you always doing that boring shit. It ain't boring. I'm at, why is my stuff boring? We about to go to the club. Then I would go to the club and I would be the designated driver. And back in the day in the Army, if you were the designated driver at the club, you got free Cokes all night. So they would make sure that you had drink, but that you could be the person. So LT used to be the designated driver. And the only time I got up to dance was Clarence Carter's I Be Stroking. That's what I be doing. Because the rest of that music back then, yeah, just be sitting there like, okay, y'all ready to go? Yeah, y'all ready to go. Always in a corner somewhere, just observing. So my fun at the club, I'm good. After Freaknik and all that, by the time I got in my 20s, it was no fun for me anymore. But for some people, skydiving is fun. Some people enjoy going to the club. But do not make the people, and I have a video that says let introverts be introverts and extroverts be extroverts. So I'm not trying to talk people, hey, why don't you just come on over and let's read some books together? Just have a calm woosah night. No, if that's not your thing, that's not your thing. Nola and I are completely different. We will come home and she will watch a Catch, Clean, and Cook of some type of iguana or something like that and listen to all different types of music. Her playlist is different than my playlist, but that's her definition of fun. My definition of fun is to come home and watch a mystery novel show and then see if I can guess who the killer was before we get to the end of the show. Clearly, not everybody's idea of fun. And then if someone's not having fun, it might be less about them and more about their environment or their headspace. Yeah, I be stroking. I stroke it to the east and I stroke it to the west. Yeah, that's what I be doing. Okay. Anyway, yeah, the music was just as bad back then than it is today. It's no different. It's just different younger people singing it. So you get to have fun how you want to have fun. But those are the reasons why people don't have fun, because you're making, and I see it all the time, especially when you're in a significant relationship with someone, you believe, well, we need to do something together. We're either going to do your thing or my thing, or you can just find a new thing. I mean, Nola had never been to the Bass Pro Shop. I was stationed in the South and worked in the South. I had been, and she loved it. Oh my God, look at the aquarium and this. I had never been to Harbor Freight or the Tractor Supply store. So we went, we went there. We even went to Star Nursery. And that's her thing. So I'm just curious, what is this? Why do you like this thing? We went to the Pinball Hall of Fame, had all those old school video games in there and a lot of different things. So what happens is you can go and have that experience with that person and decide if that's something that you want to do or if it's something that you don't want to do. We have been to Harbor Freight. We didn't go to the Tractor Supply. I thought we would, so we drove past it. We still have to go to the Tractor Supply. Yay. We are Green Acres up in this house. Definitely Green Acres. That's what we call her, City Sippy, for sure. Okay, so yes. So what questions do you have about why people don't have fun or thought process? Go ahead, chime in before we get into how to have fun daily, because I'm all about the how to. So what are your thoughts about having fun, not having fun, the other reasons, now that I've given you more information on why people don't have fun? Takeaways, anything. And remember, ... I'm thinking, to let me know that you are there. If we were all in the same classroom, then I will be able to see. And some people have asked, why don't I have it open? Because I could have people join. And part of the reason why I don't do that is because some of y'all might not be dressed yet. And you're having your own personal experience. And what I have found is that when you start bringing other people in, that comparison bias starts showing up. So now you're deciding, well, Regina said this, so I need to say this, and Kevin said this, and then Noah did this. But it's this you all feel connected without being connected, and so you still have your personal space. Because now you're like, well, dang, I need to be sitting by such and such, and I got to have on lighting and all. And no, I don't want that pressure for you because it is your personal experience. So that is why I've not had other people join me in this process. And plus, you haven't been holding yourself personally accountable long enough to be able to sit and let's have this conversation. And so many people do that too. And y'all know I don't like doing what other people do either. So as a result, I gotta be different. I try to, no, I don't. It's a lie. I'm not. No, I don't. I'm like, what everybody else doing? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. Found out exactly what they're doing, and I'm gonna switch. And Nola and I are having this conversation about me getting a microphone, and I'm like, I don't. Everybody talking, yeah. So I was, and it's in the way, and now I have all these other things on my desk. I was like, if I get a boom mic, so then the mic will be above me, then that will work. And then she was like, I'm not gonna hold the mic the whole time you're there. I'm like, you can put it on a tripod. I know you have no questions, Kevin, but do you have any perspectives that you'd like to share with the group? Have you ever went and did something that wasn't fun and you went to do it and you was like, this is not going to be fun? Okay, what else? Regina said, I think having fun may change over time. I have always loved to dance and still love to dance. And now I have added walking and enjoying nature to my definition of fun. Yes, that is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And that's what I think as well. There are certain things that you're just going to take to the grave with you that you find fun and rewarding. And then you will add other things to that as well. I used to play video games because we had Atari 2600 and 5200 at home in my neighborhood. Whenever you had 50 cents, you go get it to the corner store and go play it there. But then I realized I really don't like video games. I stopped playing. Once we didn't have a home video game at home, I never went back to it. I'm not like, oh, how do you, if I see people playing a game, I know I have several clients that are gamers, and I just don't, it's not something that interests me. So when people had Nintendo, we were in college and all of that, it just was not my thing anymore. Noah said, I have fun less these days. I'm trying to circle back and I'm moving, and I'm working to carve more fun throughout my day. Kevin said, oddly enough, I was looking for some possible health benefits from having fun. Yes, you can. And what happens is when you exercise, you actually get endorphins, and that makes you feel good too. So there are plenty of ways for you to go and have fun. I took Zumba when I used to have a gym membership. I took yoga. I took a bunch of exercising classes, and then I used the weights as well. I've just been somebody who's worked out. My mother was quite healthy until she married her current husband. Always healthy. She was walking and everything, and he's a fat ass, so she's just sat down and not done anything. And I'm saying that because I don't like him. And so she has become less and less active the longer they have been together. But she used to do downhill skiing, and she had gym memberships. I didn't even get to have sugar-coated cereal until I was like 15 years old. We had to eat cream of wheat bread, all of those things. So she was very healthy, and then has a house full of shit that makes her sick now. Okay, Kyle says, hi from Australia. Me and my uncle are loving the stream. Could you please give him a shout out? His name is Dixie Normus. I do not give shouts out to anybody, Kyle. Welcome to you and your uncle, but that's not something that I do. I'm not your typical influencer, so that's not something that I do. But good morning to both of you. I don't do shout outs, and I'm not being Tom Joyner, but that's not something that I do. Welcome if you want to continue to stay. Okay. And the question on the table was actually, what do you do for fun, or have you had an experience with fun that wasn't something that you wanted to do? So if you and your uncle would like to answer that, feel free to do so. I'm going to continue on, and how to have fun daily. Having fun daily comes down to intentionally carving out moments of joy, even in small doses, while working around life's constraints. So that's for you, Nola. Having fun daily comes down to intentionally carving out moments of joy, even in small doses, while working around life constraints. So now, number one, identify what sparks joy. You have to know what gives you joy in order for you to decide what you're going to do to have fun. So you're going to pinpoint activities that genuinely make you happy. Pinpoint activities that genuinely make you happy. Going to a concert is not going to make me happy. Going to a sporting event at a major. Yes, Kevin, men actually do yoga, and I've had several male yoga teachers. They do have beginners yoga. If you don't want to go to a class, they have yoga online, and they also have yoga apps. And surprisingly enough, I know y'all are like, how big is your damn desk, Dr. Donna? These are actually yoga cards. They belong to Nola, and she has yoga dice. So you literally, they're color coded. Hopefully you can see that yellow, red, and green by beginner, intermediate, and hard. And you just pick the card. That's not one. You pick the card up and it shows you, it tells you about the exercise, and it actually has a QR code right there too. And they come with 3 different dice as well. And you roll the dice, and then the dice will tell you what pose to do and how long to do it. So they have yoga apps, they have these cards, and the dice color coordinate with the cards as well. And you have the option of doing it on YouTube videos. They have 10-minute beginner yoga videos. You just need to go grab a mat from Ross, and in fact, you could order a mat online and be done with it. I've had my yoga mat since 2007. Yes. Oh, thank you. Nola is bringing the dice to us. Appreciate it. So they actually, I'll keep them. You can, or you gonna take them back? Oh, yeah, I can keep them. So this is the yellow dice. So it has all of the different poses on it, and you do it, and you use the cards and the QR code to tell you what to do. So it's pretty cool. And you can start using a YouTube video, or they have the yoga apps as well. Okay. And so Kyle and them can go away. All right. So hopefully I've answered your question as well, Kevin, but you have apps and YouTube videos, and then you have these cards, and you just need a yoga mat, and just start slow. They really have like beginner yoga, and then they have the brick too. So in case you can't get to those poses properly, the bricks will help you. All right. Yeah, so pinpoint activities that genuinely make you happy, and everyone is different, so don't force what others don't call fun. The other thing about yoga, I know, that's what I said. I said, y'all like, how big is your damn desk? You turn around, you're like, oh, and I have this, and I have this. It's the magic desk. Okay. Yes. And so the other thing that I will say is that once you start practicing yoga, because you continue to practice it, is that it is life is on the mat. So what happens is when you start getting into the balance poses, you'll find that they say life on the mat is life off the mat. So if you can't do the balance poses on certain days, that means that you don't have balance in your life. Yes, and people started later in life as well. I was 37 when I started practicing yoga, so there is no age limit on it. I've done hot yoga as well as just regular yoga and all points in between. And that's what my stretching is that I do every day. Give me 1 second. Okay. Did that person? Yeah, okay, we're good to go. All right. Okay, so yes, go for it. And yeah, so core, everything is about your core, will strengthen your everything. You'll find out when your core gets strong, everything else, it'll bring everything back in alignment. So I say yes, go for it. Number 2, micro moments. Squeeze in small bursts of fun, 10 minutes of dancing to a favorite song, a quick sketch, or joking with a friend. Just do it 10 to 15 minutes at a time. Just do it 10 minutes at a time, because that's what you can have time for, and you carve that out, even if you can do it multiple times a day. But 10 to 15 minutes, I tell you 15 minutes every day of personal time. You can use your personal time to have your fun. And then short, frequent doses are easier to sustain than big events. So if you try to say, I'm gonna watch a movie tonight, you might not be able to do that. But if you say, for Nola, I'm gonna watch this Catch and Cook and eat my favorite meal tonight and listen to some of my favorite music, that's something that's doable, and you know that you can get to it at some point during the day. So it's those short, frequent doses are easier to sustain. And what you're doing is giving yourself natural dopamine throughout your day. If you just want to go get in your car and listen to a couple songs and really just rock out, then you can do that. And that will give you the fun that you need from a personal level. And then number three, schedule it. Treat fun like a priority. Block out 15 to 30 minutes daily for something you love, like reading, a hobby, a coffee break with no agenda, and protect that time. So 15 to 30 minutes, I'm going to do this 15 to 30 minutes at 3:30 in the morning to 4 o'clock in the morning for me. And then I'm going to do it every single day because you need to have fun every day. These are days that you're never, ever, 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 ever going to get back. And fun needs to be on the agenda because it gives you balance up here. Your frontal lobe is going to thank you for it. Your brain is going to be appreciative of it. And that downtime and rest is going to make whatever you go back to after you finish having fun, it's going to be more enjoyable and more rewarding. So schedule it and protect it. Schedule it and protect it. That's what I do with the lives. No matter what's happening, I'm going to be live. One day we had a power outage, but NV Energy made it so that the power came back on at 4:30, which was great because I was like, where can I go? Nothing is open at 4:30 in the morning. Can I get all the way down to the strip so people can see me? Because I wasn't going to have no light on and it was winter time. So I was like, how do I get this done? But the lights came back on. So I did have that one minor faux pas back when I was still doing TikTok Live. So last fall. Number 4 is mix it up. Try new things weekly to avoid monotony. Mix it up. So Nola liked, I can't think of the basketball thing with the celebrities playing. She's going to tell me what it is. But she kept talking about it. It's not the Drew League. It's something else. And so I watched the whole season with her. I decided we were going to watch this because she was enjoying it. I found it to be somewhat interesting. It was the younger people, hip hop artists and things like that. So it was interesting to see how they had taken this thing and basically said, we're going to make a league, the Crew League. We're going to make it and we're going to watch it. And so we watched the last season that it was on. I don't know that they have any new seasons currently. So you try new things weekly to avoid the monotony. When Lorenzo was on here, I watched Bridgerton as well as Queen Charlotte. Now, for some of you, you'd be like, well, that shit sounds boring as hell. But because of Queen Charlotte, I decided I'm going to start introducing myself and my lineage. And it was interesting to see. And when I was in middle school, we had to watch Amadeus in my music class. Gotta love Miss Flanagan. She had us doing all kinds of stuff. But I was interested, and from that point forward, I started watching period films because of her. Because we were kids in the hood and more not the suburbs, but better neighborhoods. The last thing we was about to do was watch doggone Amadeus. Not in 1985, 86 time frame. That wasn't gonna happen. So try new weekly activities to avoid monotony. You can cook a weird recipe. You can explore a new park. You can learn a random skill online. You can do novelty things that boost dopamines. The day that I had my hearing appointment, I needed a break before we went to the next appointment. So we went to town square, and got a coffee bean and tea leaf, a bagel, and sat outside. And because it's Vegas, somebody's always putting on something. The park across from where we were sitting, there was a lady dressed up, and she was doing it was from 11 to 12, and she was working with the kids, and the train was going around and all this, and it was just interesting to sit out there and see, so I could just woosah. So it was a new experience for both of us, and it works out. So just go and do something that you've never done before. You don't like it, but you can at a minimum know that you actually had time and had that experience. Number 5 is connect socially. Now, I'm going to say this again. Connect socially with people who have like-minded interests in you. Don't just connect with people to connect with people. My sister and my mother just are hero worshipers of celebrities. And so anytime my sister did all this stuff in the 90s and she was going to be around celebrities. And I've had my time in a room with them and I'm like, not so much. I'm good. So make sure that this thing that's supposed to be fun for you, and true story. So in Detroit, they used to have this party called Soul Night. It was once a month, and it was all the ballers because this was the time when everybody, BMF and everybody was balling out. So it's like, oh, you got to go to Soul Night. You got to go to Soul Night. So Soul Night fell on my 21st birthday. And I had been hearing about this Soul Night. So we went. My sister, my roommate, and myself went. And I have my Dr. Donna-ness on. I was not dressed for the occasion. I had on a whole linen suit, rayon suit with some mules and all this. I was overdressed. But that's who I was back then. So I get there and I get in and everybody just standing around. If you saw Paid in Full, that's what it looked like. But it was the summertime. So Paid in Full in the summer. Everybody standing there balling out, all that. I was like, this is what y'all was doing? And then a gentleman decided he was going to buy me a Moet split. It's this little bitty Moet. Back then it was $30. I found out how much it was. I said, my husband's charge needs to be paid. You could have just gave me that money. I got a credit card bill that I need to pay. I don't even. My sister's like, shut up, drink the drink. I'm like, oh my God. Now I gotta drink this stupid ass drink for $30, which back then in 1994, I was a poor college student. I needed that $30. But ballers gonna ball. So it wasn't fun for me. I have a photo and everything. I'm like, I ain't coming back to this shit. She was all excited. My roommate was all excited. Somebody was there. I can't remember what rappers was there or whatever. Somebody showed up. You could tell how insignificant it was for me. So anyway, you have to make sure that the thing that you're going to do is something that you actually want to do. So fun often amplifies with others where you share common interests. You could text a friend, you could join a group activity, you can engage in light banter online, or share laughter because it sticks longer. So for me, I like Toastmasters. This is going to bug the hell out of me. Okay. I like Toastmasters, so I joined Toastmasters, and Toastmasters was fun for me. I enjoy learning. So if I'm not going to learn what to do or what not to do, I can extrapolate some information and use it, especially now for Neuropability, then my opinion, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. I don't have anything to take, like nothing. I can't take anything away, but boredom is not something that I'm going to participate in. Number 6 is a mindset shift, and we keep talking about that. We've said this several times. When you are going to grow forward and become your best and leave unaccountable people, you have to have a mindset shift. You're going to have to do reality distortion. And in this instance, reframe routine tasks. So turn chores into a game. Time yourself. Listen to a podcast while commuting. Find joy in the mundane. When I cook, sometimes I just turn music on. I'll go old school. I'll listen to jazz. I made 92 songs myself in BandLab, so sometimes I listen to my own music. But you literally can turn it into something that actually matters. So shift your mindset and say, oh, I'm getting ready to go wash dishes. Let me go ahead and turn up. I'll turn on some 2 Live Crew. Shake that, don't stop, pop that. Like, I want to. And so I am jammed. You can do it. I listen to, most days I listen to gospel music before I do the live. And I listen to Lecrae. Blessings on, what is it? Blessings. Count them up, count them up, count them up. So yeah, I will do that. That's why I'm getting the brain t-shirt. It's coming on Sunday. 90% of my brain is the song lyrics. Okay. And then number 7 is limit drains. Limit drains. So cut back on mindless scrolling and over scrolling. So don't say, oh, I'm bored. Let me just go scroll through social media, that doom scrolling. You're going to get that negativity bias, that manufactured dopamine, and it's not going to be fun. And set boundaries to free up your mental space for enjoyment. So no doom scrolling, and set boundaries. And when I used to have my live on TikTok, I used to say, did you set your boundaries? But now I know if you have Neuropability, you're going to set your boundaries up anyway. So limit the drains. Lose the losers is basically what I'm saying. Get rid of all the unaccountable people in your life, and that drain is going to go away. And then number 8, and this is the final one, check your headspace. So if fun feels impossible, stress or mental health might be blockers. If you feel like I just am not going to be able to have fun, you need to check to make sure what's happening for you mentally. And it's going, wrong brain shirt, but it's happening in the limbic system, in the temporal lobe, and it's a hijacked amygdala that's causing all that stress, depression, and anxiety. And I guarantee you 99% of the time, when you get rid of the unaccountable people in your life and the losers and all the people that's causing all this negativity bias, amazingly enough, most of that goes away. Now, you can also meditate, take a walk, take a nap, I say color, write a poem, do something calm and quiet to quiet your mind, reduce the cortisol so that brain fog goes away, and unhijack your amygdala. Limit what? Question. Limit what, Kevin? Limit drains. Number 7 is limit drains. DRAINS. So you're cutting back on the mindless scrolling and any people that are draining your energy. So you keep your boundaries up so that you can limit the draining people. So drains. DRAINS. And then you want to check your headspace. So anything that calms you down. Another thing that you can do while you're driving or in a stressful environment is they have all these different sounds on YouTube. So water, nature sounds, and things like that. You can do that, and it will calm you down as well. So the birds, because where we live, we have the birds, the geese, all coming this way. Once people start going on the golf course, so you can hear all this. For some reason, they're always making nests out in our trees. So we will hear the little babies chirping in the morning as well. So just calming nature. You can even look at it. People with smart TVs have the nature scenes on a TV when it goes, screen lock. So those are the things. So number one, how to have fun daily. Identify what sparks your joy is number one. Number two is micro moments, 10 minutes. Schedule it. Make it a priority every single day. I'm going to get 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes of me having fun. And it could be something different every day. Number four, mix it up. You don't want the monotony. You don't want to say, okay, for the next 30 days, I'm going to keep listening to jazz for the next 30 days. Because the brain's going to be like, okay, this isn't fun anymore. Now it's a habit. Do you want me to keep doing this? So it needs to be an extra thing that you do. Something that doesn't go with your day to day. Connect socially with the right people, with people who are personally accountable. Because if you connect with the wrong people, then you're not going to be able to do number six, which is mindset shift, because you're not going to be able to reframe anything, because you're all going to be thinking the same negative shit. And then that's going to roll into number seven, which is to limit the drain that Kevin has just said he has it. So cut back on that. Yeah, well, but then the government said, well, am I healthy now? Like, nah, man, I don't want to hear that. I don't. And then check your headspace. So check in with yourself. That's your 15 minutes or more of personal time every single day. If you find that you can't get to that personal time, all you have to do is tell everybody in the house, I'm going to take a power nap. And when I get up, we're going to clean the house. You just bought yourself 2 to 3 hours, because they're going to be gone. Or you can just start getting the cleaning supplies out, lay them down, and say, I'm going to take a power nap, wake me up so we can clean the house. Or you could just go in the bathroom, run a shower, and sit there peacefully, read a book, listen to some music. Most of the time, people don't bother you in the shower. And if you think they are, go ahead with the cleaning first, and then say you're going to go take a shower, and they're going to leave you all the way alone. Get some lawn equipment out. Yeah, as soon as I'm take this power nap, we're going to go cut this tree down. You just bought yourself 2 to 4 hours easily. Nobody is going to wake you up at all. It's a nice little trick that you can use. Now, pro tip. Start with one tiny fun thing today and then build from there. So today your action item is do something fun. 10 to 30 minutes. You're going to start today. It's Friday, so you're going to have a fun Friday. 10 to 30 minutes, do something you've never done before. Something small, something you've been thinking about forever. I've been thinking about it. Today is the day. If you're looking for a sign, here it is. Go ahead and do that today. And then right now, I'm going to ask you, what's something small you enjoy that you could do today? Something that you have been thinking about. I've been thinking about doing this thing, and now I'm going to go ahead and do it today. And remember, dot, 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 and dot. So I will know. I did not mean to make that a highlight. Finish the crow, catch, clean, and cook I was watching, or play 2K or Madden. Got it. Save to a playlist. That's what I'm looking for before I forget. Check 1 2 1 2. Is this thing on? Okay, Regina had her dots up there. Got it. Oh, I only have one tissue. What the heck is that? Regina, I need to go to the library and check out the schedule for the free computer classes. Each month offers different classes. I like the instructor and interactions with the other people who also sign up. Kevin, visit my business neighbor who owns an antique store. It's always a fun time and laughter when I go visit him. And I think that's where you saw the Mr. T doll, if I'm correct. Okay, great. One final thing that we're going to do is go to the website. So if you're on your second device, go to, not the website, YouTube. Go to social media tab, click on YouTube, and then let me know when you're there. We're going to watch one G Mama video before we ask the final two daily questions, and we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. I was looking for. Yeah, can't do bone, locust, hurts, half pigeon. Side lines, yeah, can't do camel, can do triangle, warrior two, half split, plank. Yeah, most of these I can do. Seated forward man is a little angle, bridge, yep. Okay, all right. And Nola's seen this before, but Nola, let me know if you're there. So go ahead and watch the first video, G Mama, dating advice. G Mama, it's right under us being live. Dating advice, go ahead and watch G Mama. Dating advice, G Mama. The first video in the playlist. Dating advice from G Mama. G Mama, what you talking about? Ooh, pardon me. Mm-mm. Nola, you said don't be easy. Regina has come back. Larry, I'm doing well. And Kevin, if you're typing answers, we're not able to see them. Regina, once again, good advice. There we go. Once again, good advice given with a sense of humor. Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. G Mama did something in her days. No, G Mama has not. That's why she's telling. Although the next one, we'll get to the next one because this is when people was calling each other a snack. So she has. The point is that in my teaching people how to hold themselves personally accountable and having fun, the spirit of having fun. This is a Snapchat lens that's no longer available. I was mad when they left, when the person who created it left the platform. So I just switch over to Angry Grandma. I have a couple different G Mamas lenses there, but the purpose of G Mama is to say the things that Dr. Donna is still too young to say. And they all have a voice. So G Mama is, baby, let me tell you something. But the new G Mama is, this is what I know. And they just drop wisdom on you. So one G Mama is, she says, this is what I know. Children that don't clean up their rooms grow up to be adults who don't clean up their houses. And that's just how it goes. That's how you end up with a junky house because you did not clean up your room. So it's these, like Regina said, these little nuggets of wisdom that you can take that are a little bit more palatable if it's coming from someone else that isn't always Dr. Donna. But I had fun. And this was from 2018 when I said, I'm going to curse, I'm going to have lenses, I'm going to do all of this because what I'm not going to do is be put in this box. And that's what influencers have found is that because they had a fun channel and now they want to switch to something else, the fans don't want to make that switch. But if you just keep it in a variety and you always are out there having fun and doing all these strange things, it doesn't seem strange anymore. And now you can pretty much have free will. Like I've said, why would you why would you play in a sandbox when the world can be your playground? So the point is to always have fun in everything that you do because you're doing it and you don't get these days back. That being said, what have you learned today and what have you learned about yourself today? I'm just listening to Lecrae because I have a account. I can't play commercial music on my lives, so I didn't get a chance to listen to it before the live while I was waiting on you all. It's just Lecrae blessings. You know I listen to this song quite frequently. Line them up, line them up, line them up, count them up. That's me changing it. Okay, Nola said, I have learned about myself. I need to have more fun throughout my day. Yes, you do. And Nola also said, I learned that prioritizing having fun every day is important, and it can even be for a short period of time. Yes, ma'am. Regina, I learned that it's important to have fun every day and intentionally schedule it. It can be done in small amounts of time. And that's what unaccountable people have you believing you got to go make it event based. No, I can do it right here, right now. I just had listening to my song. I sing all the time. I didn't think I talked and spoke and sung and song lyrics, but I actually do a lot, frequently. That's why the shirt is coming on Sunday. So you can have fun. You can crack jokes. You can banter back and forth with people, either online or whatever it is that gives you personal fulfillment and fun. That's what you get to do every doggone day. And Kevin, you have today having fun as a kid versus having fun as adults takes a different mindsets and thoughts, right? You get to go play on the playground. You get to do all that. Then seventh grade comes. Now you got to be realistic and can't go have fun anymore. It's absurd. And your fun changes, as Regina mentioned before. Fun can be different depending on what's taking place in your life. I learned for myself that I need to mix up my fun. That is correct. And your working memory is going to love you for that because you're going to be introducing new information. Like you said, Virginia, you go to the library, you learn those new computer classes. You're going, depending on who's there and what the topic is, there could potentially be a different group of people. And when you're learning and everybody wants to learn that, which is why I like Toastmasters, it is fun just because everybody there wants to learn. You're not being forced to learn or do anything. It's volunteer work. So it's a beautiful thing. It really is. You can have fun doing anything. Absolutely. You can have fun making up your bed. You can have fun stretching. Listen to some music and stretch. And when you finish, you will. And what I'm saying is that when you start to have fun, your own fun, you're going to find that that dopamine feels different than this manufactured fun. Because you can say, I'm going to go to a concert. And what if the concert sucks? What if you got bad seats? What if somebody in front of you is mad and standing up the whole time? Yeah, your neck hurt because you can't see. But when you create the fun day in and day out, your need for these event-based events don't have to be that way because people don't have fun and now they didn't put all their effort and energy in them. This thing has to be fun because I've been waiting 3 months for this. Now you end up being disappointed. You're like, that shit wasn't fun. The food was bad. It was hot. It rained. Oh my God, it was terrible. I got bit by mosquitoes because it was outside. But if you have fun every day and then you go to an event, a sporting event, a concert, a vacation, now you aren't having this pressure for this thing to be so much fun. So you can put it on social media and say, look how much fun we had. It's not necessary because you would just be having fun day in and day out, day in and day out. And that's the beauty of the principle of real leadership. That's why I said the principles of real leadership are the mud seal for your adult life. You use the principles of real leadership and you're going to have a better existence. I guarantee it 100%. Hands down. You're not gonna be like, nah, because I got organized and stay organized, and yeah, that shit is bad. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Relax, take fun, and take naps and have fun. 3 of the 74 principles of real leadership. You tell me any other platform that you learn where those 3 are in it and it's leadership based. Get out of here. Miss me with that nonsense. It's not. You gotta be serious. Go do your things. And then Kevin, did you have your other one? Or was that together? So then we could just go ahead and get out. Having fun as a kid versus having fun as an adult is a different mindset and thoughts. Yes. And Kevin, you can actually look up male instructors for beginner yoga on YouTube. And we had to send it to my cousin once. And so you can have a male instructor instructing you to tell you what to do and do it at the house to get you ready. And when you're ready and you're not stuck this way, you potentially can go to a class and you'll find this. And they have yogas for age groups, different levels and everything. But it is actually pretty cool. And they say sitting is the new smoking. So that's not good. So you got to get up and get moving yourself. Okay. Are you typing, Kevin, before I say goodbye? And yeah. My screen jumps and makes me think that someone is typing something, but it's not. It's just Regina's last post. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Line them up, line them up, line them up. Okay. Without further ado, because we gotta leave at 7:40, and I need to shower, and today is Friday. Okay, Kevin. Myself, schedule fun gives me a professional term for activity I do that I call going off grid. Yes. So you can say it's your schedule fun. Absolutely. 100%. And I would just like to close with this. Unaccountable people have consistently ensured that the world remains a fucked up place. That is their mission because of negativity bias, is to ensure that things can't be enjoyable. They are literally waking up looking for a problem, creating saber-tooth tiger experiences because they don't have the neural pathways to the 74 principles of real leadership. They don't have the think positive neural pathway. They don't have the fun. So everything is based and negativity bias. Everything, everywhere you turn, it's there. Our objective is to get rid of the negativity bias neural pathway ourselves. I'm working to get a strategy to tell you how to do it so you can get to it faster than myself, because it makes life better. It just life doesn't have to be boring and hard and difficult and challenging when you know how to hold yourself personally accountable to become your best. You actually get to have your best days day in and day out, day in and day out. You get to have this peaceful, calm existence that allows you to go do extraordinary things because you don't have that unaccountable family member saying, can you put some money on my books? Can you come pick me up? Can you come get the kids? I know it's last minute, but I need you to do this. Can you stay after work? Can I borrow $50? Can I borrow $1,000? Can I borrow $25,000? Can you get somebody I could date because I'm ready to settle down, and all of the things. And this is what the government did, and this is what the church did, and this is what they did, and this is what they did. And it's just this vicious doom loop cycle that doesn't have to be. There is a better way. It's called personal accountability. There is a better way. It is called personal accountability because it makes everything better. It makes everything better so that you can have your best day in and day out. You start being able to do things that you never, ever thought was possible because it's based in your brain. It's neurological. And when you can create new neural pathways to do all of these amazing things, life is just better. It's 1000% better on a scale of 1 to 2. It is better. This is sliced bread. This is oxygen. This is penicillin. This is the touchscreen, the smartphone, whatever you want to call it, for people. It is the answer, and not Allen Iverson. It is the answer to everything that is going left with the adult population globally. This is the answer. Hands down, 100% is personal accountability. With that being said, I will be back tomorrow, God willing, higher power in the universe, same time, same place, safe space, different brain t-shirt. You all go off. Your mission today is to go have fun. Have your definition of fun. You want to take a nap, you want to sit outside, you want to watch the grass grow. Do whatever you want to do, but it just needs to be fun for you. And let this day, mark it on your physical calendar, your digital calendar. Every day you are going to make having fun a priority for you. With other people, doesn't matter, but fun needs to be there because you need that natural dopamine neurotransmitter endorphin boost for yourself every single day, because these are days that you're never ever ever gonna get back. So have a fantastic Friday. Take care.